The system to protect EU companies from dumping and subsidized imports continued to work well in 2020, despite the practical challenges posed by the COVID-19 pandemic. This could be ensured through the use of robust and innovative trade protection instruments of the EU. With these instruments, which are part of the European Commission's new trade strategy, the EU wants to defend its interests more confidently against unfair trade practices. Commission Vice President for Trade, Valdis Dombrovskis, said, "The EU needs effective tools to defend itself against unfair trade practices. This is one of the most important pillars of our new strategy for an open, sustainable and assertive trade policy. We also used our trade protection instruments effectively during the COVID-19 pandemic, improved their monitoring and enforcement, and combated new forms of subsidies by third countries. We will not tolerate the abuse of trade protection instruments by our trading partners and will continue to support our exporters who are involved in such cases. It is vital that our companies and their employees continue to rely on robust trade defense instruments to protect them from unfair trade practices." At the end of 2020, 150 trade defense measures were in place in the EU, in line with the level of activity in previous years, with the number of cases filed increasing towards the end of 2020. In addition, for the first time, the Commission looked at a new type of subsidy given by third countries in the form of cross-border financial assistance, which is a serious challenge for EU businesses. The most important trade protection measures in 2020, I can give you a hint on them a little bit later in the video. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the Commission had to quickly make temporary changes to its working practices, particularly with regard to on-site visits. This enabled the Commission to continue to apply the tools at the highest level without any decline in activity. At the end of 2020, the EU, as I said, had 150 trade protection measures in place, 10 more than at the end of 2019, including 128 anti-dumping, 19 anti-subsidy and 3 safeguard measures. In 2020, the Commission launched 15 investigations compared to 16 in 2019 and implemented 17 provisional and definitive measures compared to 15 in 2019. 28 reviews compared to 23 in the previous years. Most of the EU's trade defense measures concern imports from China with 99 measures, Russia with 9 measures, India with 7 measures, the United States with 6 measures. In 2020, the Commission stepped up its action against subsidies from third countries, as I said. And in particular, the Commission introduced countervailing duties on cross-border financial assistance given by China to companies that manufacture Egypt-based fiberglass fabrics and continuous fiberglass products for export to the EU. This is the first time the Commission has looked at cross-border subsidies granted by one country to companies in another country for exports to the EU. The importance of monitoring trade defense measures taken by third countries was also evident in 2020. The number of trade defense measures enforced by third countries affecting EU exporters was 178, the highest since the Commission began monitoring. The number of proceedings initiated also increased in 2020, 43 compared to 37 in the previous years. The report describes the Commission activities to ensure that WTO rules are correctly applied and that procedural errors and legal inconsistencies are resolved in order to prevent third countries from misusing the trade defense instruments. The Commission's interventions were successful in some cases, where ultimately no measures were taken on key EU export products such as ceramic tiles and fertilizers. The focus was again on monitoring the measures in force until 2020, including changes in monitoring practices to ensure the continued effectiveness of trade defense instruments. It also involved customs, EU industry, and in certain cases, the European Anti-Fraud Office. The Commission continued its effort to address cases of exporters attempting to circumvent the measures, opening 3 anti-circumvention investigations in 2020 and closing 5 such investigations during the year, 4 of which included measures excluding imports from third countries where transshipments had been detected. The report also refers to the findings of the European Court of Auditors in July 2020, which confirmed the successful enforcement of the EU's trade defense instruments by the Commission. The report makes a number of recommendations to further strengthen the Commission's response to the unfairly traded import challenges that the Commission started addressing in 2020, such as improving surveillance to ensure that measures are effective. And I'll see you in my next video. Bis gleich.